Hi, K-pop lovers. Welcome back to our channel. Before we get into this video, please take 2 seconds right now and hit that like button, leave a comment below telling me how you feel about everything that's happening with Jimin, and subscribe if you're new here. March 25, 2026. Jimin posts a photo to his personal social media. He's standing on a scale. The number reads 59.7 kilograms. Within hours, it's trending worldwide. ARMY is divided. Some are celebrating. Some are genuinely scared. And some, including me, are asking a question that nobody in the mainstream K-pop media seems brave enough to ask out loud. How much of this was Jimin's choice? And how much of it was the machine behind him? Because here is what you need to understand before we go any further. This is not just a story about one number on a scale. This is a story about an industry, a corporation worth billions of dollars, and what it quietly demands from the human beings it profits from. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will never look at a K-pop comeback the same way again. Let's start with what we know for certain, because this video is built on verified facts, not speculation, not rumor. On March 20, 2026, BTS released their 5th full studio album Arirang, their first full group comeback in nearly 4 years. That same day, during a live Weverse broadcast called Studio Notes, the members addressed something that immediately caught everyone's attention. They acknowledged that the documentary BTS, The Return, which was filmed during their LA recording sessions in 2025, showed them looking noticeably heavier than they do now. RM said plainly, and I'm paraphrasing here, that they were all carrying about 10 kilograms more back then. Jimin then confirmed that he personally lost 9 to 10 kilograms before the comeback. He called it, not an easy face, to look at, referring to how he looked in the documentary footage. He added that all the members increased their workout intensity. Jin joked that he used to say he was naturally skinny, but now he exercises because, as he put it, he is getting old. On the surface, this sounds like a group of grown adults making personal health choices. And maybe that's all it is. But let me show you why millions of ARMY are not so sure. Here is where it gets deeply uncomfortable. And I need you to sit with this part, because this history matters. This is not the first time Jimin has drastically changed his body for a comeback. Not even close. Years ago, during the blood, sweat, and tears era, Jimin publicly admitted that he felt enormous pressure to improve his image for the group. He was not satisfied with what he saw in the mirror. His solution? He ate 1 meal a day for 10 days straight. 1 meal. In 10 days. The result? He lost weight quickly, and fans praised his new look. But here is what fans did not see from the stage. Behind the scenes, that diet left him severely fatigued. He fainted multiple times during dance rehearsals. Multiple times. And when the health concerns became impossible to ignore, Jimin himself said publicly that he would never diet like that again. He called it dangerous. He promised himself and his fans that it was behind him. That was years ago. And now, in 2026, we are watching the cycle again. A comeback approaches. The cameras are coming. And 10 kilograms disappear. Now I want to ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. If your favorite idol, someone you've followed for years, someone you love, posts their weight publicly on social media and it's 59.7 kilograms, what is your first instinct? Do you celebrate? Do you worry? Do you stay silent because you don't want to seem like you're policing their body? This exact conflict is what tore ARMY apart in the comments this week. And I think both sides of that debate are actually responding to the same underlying truth, that we are all deeply uncomfortable about the relationship between K-pop idols and their bodies, and we don't always have the language to talk about it safely. Keep watching, because I want to give you that language today. Here is where the HYBE angle becomes impossible to ignore. Because we don't have to guess what the corporate pressure looked like during the making of Arirang. We can watch it. In BTS, The Return, the Netflix documentary that dropped March 27, 2026, there are multiple scenes that show the tension between the members' creative and personal instincts and what HYBE's leadership expected of them. 12 minutes into the documentary, Jimin is visibly frustrated during a recording session, struggling with how he sounds singing English lyrics that he was being encouraged to include in the songs. HYBE chairman Bang Si-hyuk and Big Hit Music vice president Nicole Kim pushed for more English in the tracks to appeal to the global market. Jimin, who is not fluent in English, is clearly uncomfortable, you can see it on his face. And it wasn't just the language. There is a scene where J-Hope says directly, "I just want to have fun making music, but I feel like we're holding back. We're kind of operating like a factory." V adds that the album was supposed to feel experimental and different, but it didn't. And Jimin says, and this line hit me hard, "This album is so special because it's been so long. But the issue is that we wanted to avoid taking a long break after our military discharge. But now it feels like we're rushing through this project." These are not the words of artists who feel free. These are the words of people under pressure. And if that pressure existed in the studio, is it really such a stretch to ask whether that same pressure extended to how they looked when the cameras came back on? There is one more piece of verified evidence that deserves far more attention than it has received. In a December 2025 live stream, just months before the comeback, the members were gathered around a dinner table with a Christmas tree in the background. The conversation turned to the new year approaching. And RM said something that reportedly stopped ARMY cold. He said, "I wish our company would show a little more affection for us. I don't usually say things like this. I don't know. Just take care of us a little more." And then Jimin, our Jimin, the same Jimin who had just lost 10 kilograms, fist bumped RM in agreement. RM then added, "I just hope they take care of us and embrace us a bit more." These are not the words of men who feel protected by the company that profits from their image. These are men who, even at the height of one of the biggest comebacks of 2026, felt the need to publicly ask their employer to simply care about them more. Let that sink in. And now I want to zoom out. Because this is bigger than Jimin. This is bigger than BTS. This is the K-pop industry. Billboard once published a piece documenting just how normalized extreme body transformation has become across the entire industry. Idols have spoken publicly about eating only what fits in a small cup. About 300-calorie diets of just an apple, a sweet potato, and a protein shake. About fracturing ribs from sudden weight loss. About fainting from exhaustion. And the response from the public and the industry has almost always been the same: praise for the new look, and silence about the cost. Now in 2026, Jimin posts 59.7 kilograms on his scale, and the conversation starts all over again. And here is the question that I think ARMY deserves to wrestle with seriously: are we part of the problem? When we celebrate the visual transformation without asking what it took to get there, are we doing exactly what the industry is counting on us to do? Now I want to be clear about something, because I believe in being honest with you even when it complicates the narrative. We do not know for certain that HYBE told Jimin to lose weight. There is no leaked memo, no direct quote from a HYBE executive, no documented directive. What we know is this: Jimin lost 9 to 10 kilograms before a high-stakes comeback. He has a documented history of extreme dieting tied to comeback pressure. His fellow members expressed in the documentary and in a live stream that they felt the company was not taking enough care of them. And the industry he operates in has a well-documented, decades-long pattern of placing immense physical expectations on its artists. Do those facts prove that HYBE forced Jimin to lose weight? No. But do they raise serious and legitimate questions about the environment in which that weight loss happened? Absolutely. And those questions deserve honest answers, not corporate statements, not dismissal, not fans telling each other to stop worrying. Here is what I want to leave you with. Jimin is 30 years old. He has spent his entire adult life, his entire 20s, as one of the most watched human beings on the planet. Every comeback, every stage appearance, every photo that goes live is scrutinized by hundreds of millions of people. The pressure that creates is something most of us genuinely cannot imagine. And what we know from his own words, from his history, and from what we saw in that documentary, is that he has always given everything, including, at times, more than his body could comfortably handle. The number 59.7 on that scale might just be a health update from a man who worked out hard and feels good. I genuinely hope that's all it is. But it might also be a data point in a much longer, much more concerning story about what the K-pop industry asks of its artists in exchange for their careers. And ARMY, that story is worth taking seriously. Not to attack Jimin. Not to attack BTS. But to hold the systems around them accountable. So here is your comment prompt for today, and I genuinely want to know what you think. Do you believe the K-pop industry needs to change its standards around idol body image in 2026? Yes or no, and why? Drop it below. This conversation matters, and your voice is part of it. If this video made you think, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this kind of content reach more people who need to see it. Share it with your ARMY group chat or any K-pop fan who you think is ready for this conversation. Subscribe if you're new here. We do honest, research-based content about BTS and the industry around them every single week. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, ARMY. The way Jimin deserves to be taken care of too. Purple U. Annyeong.